I gotta get it with this one, man. Real talk, man. Woo! Hard in the paint, baby. Going hard in the paint, man. If it ain't right, don't do it, man. If you ain't going hard, go home, man. Real talk, man. This shit ain't here. This shit here ain't built for everybody, man. Especially if you keeping it $1.20. Now, if you kicking that shit on TV, you get away with a lot of that BS shit. But when you keeping it for the hood and you showing and proof to the hood, you better come correct, bro. And with that, let's get this show started, man. Shout out to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Cali, New York City, Chi-Town, the D, Philadelphia, LES to the motherfucking death. Shout out to Syndicate Radio, One Voice, Vegas Divas, the champ D Beeman, Tony Sports, and my man Big Scoop, a.k.a. Who Won It. That's right, Scoop. You already know what time it is. And Credit Fix, never too late to get your credit. Inbox me, IG me. Email me at al.newyork@yahoo.com. Right here, al.newyork@yahoo.com. I mean, I don't say that in my shirt, but I'm just breaking it down. I'm already sweating, man. I'm over here to hit me with the graveyard shit. I'm half asleep, no excuses. I mean, I could do this shit off a half-hour sleep, man. Real talk, man. When you bound to do something, there's nothing to it but to do it. But let's get into the sports and fuck all the bullshit. Yesterday night, we had a big game at CenturyLink Field as the Minnesota Vikings, the 8-3 Vikings, went to the 9-2 Seattle Seahawks. It was a great game. To me, it was, even though Seattle kind of stretched it out in the second half. But, you know, Minnesota was up early. They was up at the half, 17-10. Seattle just came and bun rushed them between Penny, Wilson, Gordon, Moore. I mean, Russell Wilson and company are on track. And I told you in the beginning of the season that they were my sleeper team, dumb in Atlanta, but Atlanta's going the other way, Seattle's going this way. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but the fact that they playing this quality type of football is leading individuals to think that they could win it all. But I'm going to give y'all my 4 predictions on who's going to win it all and then go with the one that I think is going to close. All right, so you don't get better than that. So, like I said, you know, great game, 37-30, the Seahawks won. Minnesota had a late run when they were down 17 in the second half. You know, they created a fumble. They got the ball back. They got within, 4. But then the place kicker missed an extra point. And I knew that was doomsday because the cover was 3 in a lot of places, 2.5 if you don't know how to shop. But I kind of knew when he missed that, it was suspect. But it didn't matter because Seattle added on another field goal and won by 7 points in a great game. Kirk Cousins now was 0-8 on Monday Night Football. I don't know why I just didn't run off for that and bet it against them. But, you know, I teased Minnesota up, won the teaser, but I still got games on Sunday. Okay, here are the statistics real quick. Cousins 22 for 38, 276, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Dalvin Cook, 9 rushes for 29 yards, 1 touchdown. Got hurt early in the game, was forced to be taken out. Laquan Treadwell, 1 catch, 58 yards. When Cousins faked that up the middle and then went over the top to Treadwell, and Treadwell scored. Now, Russell the Muscle Wilson, 21 for 31, 240, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Chris Carson, that's right. Chris Carson's the truth, man. 23 rushes, 102 yards, 1 touchdown. Got injured, came back, and still ran over a buck. And one of my sleeper receivers in the NFL is rookie DK Metcalf. 6 catches for 75 yards and a terrific Monday Night Football game. We need to have more games like this on prime time because I'm tired of them putting on these bullshit games. These are the type of games, and I understand it's a coin flip. You throw them out and you got to pray it works out. You got to pray the quarterbacks ain't hurt. But this was going to be a guaranteed good game because they always play a good game. Now, let's go back to Sunday in the big game in Baltimore, Maryland, where the 49ers won at the Ravens. Ravens won 2017. I made it clear in the video. If y'all watched the video, Ravens would win, but they wouldn't cover the 5.5, 6. Like I said, it's all in the videos. Just go to my videos and you're going to see that I said that. Ravens led 17-14 at the half in a brutal heavyweight duel fight. I mean, the Niners came with the A game. Much respect to the 49ers. I am a believer of the 49ers. I'm trying to get my partner, Noah Parker, to believe in them because for some reason, he doesn't believe in the Niners. I'm a believer of the Niners. I love their front seven. I knew their front seven would hang. I mean, Lamar Jackson still had 105 yards, but he didn't run all over them. Them 105 yards were well earned by the future MVP of the league because I think he's up on Russell Wilson. And not taking it away from Russell, but I just think it's Lamar's year. But wow, what a defensive struggle. Both teams played. You know what I mean? I mean, they played. Jimmy G did his thing. Let me give y'all some numbers. Jimmy G went 15 for 21, 1 touchdown, no picks. No picks is very important to a team that takes away the ball. And Jimmy G basically ball controlled it, 15 for 21, like I said, 165 yards. Raheem Mostert ran 19 rushes for 146. And, of course, he broke that big one touchdown. Kendrick Bourne, 3 for 42 receiving. Robbie Gould, 1 for 2 on field goals. Now, Lamar Jackson went 14 for 23, 105 yards in the air, had 100 yards rushing. I mean, this guy, I mean, what else can you say about this guy? This guy is to the point where he's winning games on his own. He's winning games on his own. Also, 16 rushes, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. Mark Andrews, 3 receptions, 50 yards, 1 touchdown. Jason the Truth Tucker, 2 for 2. And, of course, that game-winning 49-yard field goal at the end. Horrible conditions. That's what you call an old-school football game. A real old-school Jack Lambert, Lyle Alzado type of game where, the grass, I mean, the weather, the winds, everything. And the team that got the ball last won the game. Salute to the 49ers for a hell of a performance. Now you got to go at who that, and you got to get that game at Orleans, because if you don't get that game at Orleans, then it's going to basically kill what the performance you put up this Sunday. Take this performance, bring that same performance to New Orleans, and I think y'all can get that game. You heard it from Al York Sports. And now another big game was the Sunday night game. Real good game at NRG Stadium as the Texans beat the Pats 28-22 after 10 years. O'Brien finally beat his old team. I mean, now he didn't do 10 years, but I'm just saying as a franchise, they ain't beat him in 10 years. Brady's looking super pedestrian. I'm hearing stuff that his QBR is less than Mitchell Trubisky, which is a sad scenario. But let me tell you something. I don't sleep on the Patriots, man. No matter how bad they look, at the end of the day, they still 10-2. They still got the best record in the American Conference. So if this is the worst, you can tell me that they doing bad, they're not moving the ball, but yet they still winning. Now, they did lose to 2 African-American quarterbacks, which is good to know because, I mean, the brothers are stepping up from Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson. Salute to both of them guys. Deshaun also played a hell of a game. Patriots went up 3-0. Me and my man Juice had Texans first half. When the Patriots went up 3, they could have went up 7. I was like, damn, no. Brady overthrew the touchdown. They kicked the field goal. Next thing you know, Houston scored, I think, the last 14 points. And then they went up 14-3 at the half. If I'm correct, it could have been 14-3, 7. More of the story, Houston showed up. They did their thing. They hold the lead, even though the Patriots made a late surge. They made a late surge, but too little, too late. And, for Tom Brady, 24 for 47, 326, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. All his QBR less than Mitchell Trubisky. Look at these numbers he put up against a decent, real good Houston Texans defense. 24 for 47, 326, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Come on, you can't beat that. James White, 14 for 79 rushing. Edelman, 6 receptions, 106. Texans, Deshaun Watson, 18 for 25, 234. 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Great game for Deshaun Watson. Duke Johnson, that's right, Duke Johnson, 9 rushes for 36 yards. And DeAndre Hopkins, top 3 receiver in the NFL, might be the best in the NFL. I got him top 3, 5 receptions, 64 yards with Gilmore all over him. So great game for the Houston Texans. They proved they belong. Super great victory for their team, their confidence, etc., especially going into the playoffs. Let's go to the next subject. This is a guy that nobody's giving no respect to. You know what I mean? But before that, 15 quickest minutes of sports. So much to do and so little time. Let's keep it going. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-5. If you would have told me Big Ben got knocked out earlier, game 2, and they lost, and they were losing in game 2 when he got knocked out, and they lost game 2, and they started out 0-2, and you had Mason Rudolph and Devlin Hodges as backups, I would have told you after 12 games, I would have said they would have probably been like 3-9, 4-8. No. Mike Tomlin does not get enough credit, guys. Y'all got to give credit to Mike Tomlin when credit is due. I think he's coach of the year. You have to make him coach of the year with these two suspect quarterbacks that he's juggling. One, Devlin Hodges out of Samford Bulldogs. A lot of people don't even think Samford had a football team, and he's out there creating victories. Mason Rudolph, once he ain't hot, he changes them up. You know, just like a manager changing a starting pitcher when he ain't got it. And if he got it, he leaves him in. I mean, salute to Mike Tomlin. Salute to the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. All the years that I felt they underachieved, they overachieving this year. And this team needs it. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, this is a beautiful thing. The only bad thing about this is that it's going to hurt your draft come, draft time, where you're not going to get the higher pick. But as far as team confidence, and if you got a quarterback you can sign an offseason, or Big Ben's ready to come back, then you know what? You're in a good situation, because the Pittsburgh Steelers are a good team, especially if you get a guy behind the helm that can fling that ball. Playoffs, I'm not going to say championship, but they'll be a playoff team again. They might sneak in the playoff this year. But salute to Mike Tomlin, who doesn't get no respect. Salute to Coach Tomlin. I hope he gets Coach of the Year. Now, last but not least, I have one more topic, but I got to skip it because we're running time on short. We're running real short on time. I said it backwards. There's 4 teams I think that can win the Super Bowl, and I'm going to pick one at a time. Then I'm going to tell you who's my conclusion team. You got the New England Patriots, 10-2, been to like 9 chips in 18 years. Never could sleep on this team. Bill Belichick, best coach. Tom Brady and Belichick, the best combo. Now, Brady ain't the best quarterback no more, but, trust me, he's good enough. The only thing I'm worried about the New England Patriots is that they lost 2 good receivers that can create separation, and Josh Gordon and Antonio Brown, and I knew that would come down and hurt them, especially with no Gronkowski. They picked up Sanu, but Sanu's not lighting it up. He's not lighting it up as a receiver. He's doing punt returning, a lot of other stuff to contribute, but he's not lighting it up. So right now, Brady's lacking men who can create separation. That could be one of his most biggest problems, why his QBR is so low. This is another Super Bowl possibility. The New Orleans Saints, Who Dat Nation, 10-2. I know they're the most deserved team to win it. I feel out of the teams I'm going to give you, they're more the well-deserved team to win it, especially after they got bumped last year, which was horrible. I mean, it was simply horrible how they lost that game, and they could have went to the chip, and I had them to win it all. But that's the number 2 possibility. The number 3 possibility would be the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are 10-2, ground and pound, Lamar Jackson, Harbaugh and company, they bringing in, having one of the best years of their careers. And last but not least, a real sleeper to me, I know a lot of y'all going to say Seahawks, Packers, but I'm going to say the 4th team is the San Francisco 49ers. I just think they're well built, and they ready to do what they got to do. And trust me as I tell you, man, if Garoppolo plays, they could beat anybody. And here we go, man. I got to put this on as I put my last team. Shout out to Syndicate Radio TV, Al York Sports, Vegas Divas, One Voice, Tony Sports, Nova Parker, Justin Yu. And with this, the 15 quickest minutes of sports, Al York Sports prediction to win the Super Bowl from right now moving forward, barring no injuries. Let me mix it up. You ready? Here we go. The Baltimore Ravens, baby! Ground and pound. Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, woohoo! Hollywood Brown. They all coming to y'all. Hardball. That ground and pound ain't nothing to fuck with. The NFL is not ready for that this year. Next year they'll adapt. This year they're not ready. And with that, shout out to Syndicate Radio, Al York Sports. Love y'all motherfuckers. And last but not least, rest in peace to Lino, brother. God bless Al York Sports.